religion is that there's only one God. You have to pray 5 times a day facing Mecca. You gotta pay your yearly tax, help the poor needy. During Ramadan, you can't smoke, drink anything at night. And then you have to make a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once.
Right. Very good summarization, Logan. Okay, so we have this new faith coming about, and I spoke about this in the very beginning. This is new. It's young, okay? It's coming in at 600. So this is 600 years past Christianity, way past Judaism. And we're going to go through a little bit about it, a little bit more in depth next year, but we do have the 5 pillars. The 5 pillars, you guys are going to be tested on the 5 pillars, so this is important, okay? So they're called a little bit different here. I'm gonna go through it in a second, but basically what you guys need to know is if you're going to be a devout Muslim, you need to follow these 5 pillars, okay? Anybody want to volunteer for Jihad Better Explained? Go right ahead, Emily.
Okay, I wrote it down just because as a disease, the most accurate condition has struggle. And a person struggling against evil as well within the religion. It can take the form of itself. It can also but Muslims think that worship is off as their oppressors. But as Muslims believe that causes acts of like strength.
Right. Right. Okay. So what Emily said was we have this common belief of jihad. So it's identified as a struggle. It's translated directly as struggle. For a lot of Muslims, this is a personal thing. Okay. As Westerners, we see the violent acts of jihad, and that is our idea of what it is. That is not inherently true. Okay. So we have jihad as being one, a personal struggle. It can also be known as a holy war. However, with the holy war, the only way that is a legitimate holy war is if the entire community says this is going to be a holy war. You can't have small groups saying we're doing a holy war. It doesn't work like that. It's got to be a unanimous thing. Okay? So mainstream Islam is it's more peaceful than what we are often see in the news, especially the past couple decades. So anybody want to volunteer for Mecca? Oh, we got a volunteer, Ethan.
So Muhammad's like 4 people and slaves received Muhammad's message of Islam, but people of other religions like Christianity and didn't like the idea, so they started like plotting his murder. So he moved to Medina and started spreading his there and his life. Then they ended up fighting in a battle against people of Mecca, and he moved back there with an army of 1,500 believers of Islam.
Okay.
He ended up not looking for someone to
Succeed him?
Yeah.
That is a huge point. Okay, so for you online guys, I know it's hard to hear when students are speaking in class, but basically we have Muhammad's message goes super well with poor people and slaves. Very well, they love it. The rich, not so much. Okay, chase him out of Mecca. He flees to Yathrib, renamed Medina. The religion takes off. It's huge. Everybody loves it. Okay? So he eventually comes back with an army and takes back Mecca, forcefully converts a lot of people, and builds a small empire. However, and this is key here, this sets up a lot of what's going to happen later. We have an issue of succession. So he doesn't pick anybody to take over the religion when he's gone. He's the greatest prophet, and he leaves no one. So this is going to create a lot of conflict, and we're going to see that in the next section, okay? So we're just going to go back through. Here is your assignment, guys. We all just read and summarized the article, okay? Now what you're going to be doing is giving me 2 paragraphs to a page. It might be a little bit hard to get a page, but I want at least 2 paragraphs. Summarize what this article says. That's all you need to do, and it's going to be worth 20 points. It's due on Monday. I'm going to put it in Teams so that you guys can see it. You can finish it before then and hand it in, but it will not be due until Monday, and it's 2 paragraphs to a page, just a summarization of the article. Okay? Now we're going to move on. This is going to reiterate a lot of what the article said. I really want to hammer these points in, guys. We're looking at key points in Muhammad's life, okay? So we have Muhammad born in Mecca. The thing about Mecca is it's a trading center. It's a hub. It is an area where a lot of caravans cross paths. We have a lot of caravan routes coming to end there. So we've got a lot of merchants, like I said, making a lot of money. So there's a lot of wealth coming through this city. It's a thriving pilgrimage center. A lot of Arabs come to pray at the Kaaba. It is an ancient temple. It housed pagan gods and goddesses. Okay? So the other thing too about Mecca is that you weren't allowed to bring weapons in. They had to be laid down near the temple. So it was a peaceful city as well. All these pilgrims coming in to pray at the Kaaba are making merchants wealthy. We've got the caravans coming in. We've got pilgrims coming in. We've got a lot of wealth, just like I said. Muhammad's born pretty poor. He works with the Bedouins here. They're nomadic herders, so he works as a shepherd. They bring their herds through the desert to seasonal grazing areas for their cattle, camels, goats, sheep, what have you. So he worked as a shepherd. He ends up starting to lead caravans. So he starts leading caravans. He becomes super successful. He marries his boss, and he has a lot of kids. And he is super successful because he's known for his honesty and devotion of both being a good merchant and also a good husband and father. So we have at 40, Muhammad is visited by the angel Gabriel, and he becomes the greatest prophet of Islam. Okay, so Muhammad struggled as a merchant with greed. So he was always troubled by that. So when Gabriel comes to Muhammad, he tells him that he's being called as God's messenger, and that he is to preach the message of Islam to everyone. So his wife's the first convert, and he decides to devote the rest of his life to spreading Islam. Okay? Now, the merchants don't like this new religion. They don't like the idea that promoting wealth is not an important part of life. If Muhammad comes through and he's promoting that you should give up your worldly possessions and that you should give up all your money, the merchants don't like that idea at all. He also is preaching a new religion that's going to impact the pilgrims coming in, praying at the Kaaba. Okay? So that's something else too. So in 622, he gets chased out. They don't want him around. He leaves for Yathrib. They rename it Medina, the city of the prophet. This journey is known as the Hijra. Okay? So in Medina, though, like I said, and like we read in the article, this religion grows. It's super popular. The Meccans are still not happy. They do not like this. Okay? Why don't you guys tell me? We're getting to click buttons here. So we have Meccans still growing hostile. They don't like this new religion. Muhammad wants to come home. Okay? So he gets a lot of people to convert and join Islam. He gets a lot of loyalty. He takes out old family rivalries because he's uniting people under Islam. So he's creating rules to unite and bring peace. So he's getting a lot of people. So he comes back and starts fighting with the Meccans. In 630, he returns to Mecca. He destroys the idols in the Kaaba. and he rededicates the Kaaba to Allah, becoming an area for Islamic worship. So this Kaaba is believed to have been built by Abraham, and as we're going to talk about in a second here, Islam is a continuation of Judaism, Christianity, and then Islam. Okay, so we're going to see that these things all go hand in hand. In 632, he dies. So let's review here. Muhammad starts a new religion, gets a lot of loyalty, unites people, and then see you later. Who's going to lead these people now? So that's going to set up our